Hey folks, Dave the Not So Evil Viking 13 here, back with Joel.
Hey Dave.
And we are here for our Mechanist's LAIR settlement building competition, and as General Dave, I guess I get to go first.
Well,
General's rights.
Well, I went first last time because it was an absolute crappy build that I did for the last contest. So this time I've upped my game. So I'm excited to see what you do first, so then I can feel extremely depressed when I see mine. I'm really excited about this.
So we're here at the bottom of the elevator, which is the entrance to the Mechanist's LAIR. And the theme that I chose for my build, and I'm going to turn on God mode because my backpack is full of things that I'll need for later. Normally, I wouldn't have a backpack full of junk loot, but I need junk loot to demonstrate my build because my build is an automated Minutemen production facility. It takes up almost the entirety of the Mechanist's LAIR. This is the secure entrance outside, which is also the receiving department where Minutemen can drop off their junk loot for our production factory. Now, we do reward good soldiers, so you can ring the bell for service.
What kind of service?
Then you can sell your junk loot. You have the scales there and a teller on duty at all times.
Of course you'd have a ghoul.
Well, you don't see sunlight for years at a time. My idea behind this build was to kind of add some background lore for how my Minutemen Empire got so powerful so quickly. So this production factory is going to supply the arms, uniforms, and ammunition that my soldiers need to control the Commonwealth. And it's a build that I can actually use to supply my other settlements. People have noticed that in-game, a few of my settlements have been low on like Minutemen uniforms and the muskets and stuff like that. It's because I have wiped out all of the traders in-game. They're like out of supplies. So I built a factory to actually supply my real settlement builds and also for my lore. As you might notice though, it's locked up tight. You can drop off your loot, but let's say that something horrible happens, there's a giant explosion, everyone's dead. How does General Dave get back into the factory through the secure door if no one's there to open it for me? Well, I actually hid a little way to get the door open. You do have to slide this banner aside. I'm just going to disable it with the console command. And hidden behind the banner is a little target you can shoot, which activates a mousetrap-like device. That's my emergency door opening system. I'll show you what that looks like first. This is the kind of thing that General Dave would build if he was just super bored. I had too much fun with this. It's a ball and track system where the target goes off. It releases a steel ball, which hits this hoop. The fence posts hold it into place, and then the electric system opens the door. This is one of my worker bots, a worker bot A1. He's ready to serve. And this is the floor of my Minutemen factory. I'll turn the UI off here for a second, but I'm going to have to use it because the factory is automated. You just tell it what you want to build, and it builds it for you.
Are you running the new texture thing?
I am not. I do have some high-res textures from mods, but no official pack yet. I'm afraid to install it. I've already pushed the game so hard. Before I show you how the factory floor itself works, to the right we have the other side of the receiving area, where our ghoul is currently waiting for Minutemen soldiers to show up and drop off their loot. Got a safe here for the cash. You got the scales. And this is one of the storage areas here in the back. Bits of loot being processed. Very dirty and messy, but you think about how much like crappy scrap from the wasteland comes through here. Not too surprising that all the sorting tables are pretty messy back here. See all that conduit, Joel?
Yeah, did you do that on the bottom?
That's not background detailing. That's my power system that controls the factory.
Oh my gosh.
The entire
wait. The big conduit?
No, not the big pipes.
I was like, holy crap.
As you move around the factory, I want you to keep an eye out, Joel, for all of the conduit, because the entire factory can be controlled from the control room. What we'll do We'll go to the control room, I'll show you how the factory works, and then we'll track how the entire system works from top to bottom. Because it's 4 stories of factory. We'll just head this way. A reminder back here in the receiving area that American workers will lead the way. I have some new posters for this build to celebrate the scrapping theme. I think one of them's back here too. Salvage scrap to crush our enemies.
Is he dropping a nuke on a snake?
That's based off of a World War II poster. It was a very racist interpretation of the Japanese on that poster originally.
Oh my god.
I gave him like a little Soviet hat. These are some of my guard bots, painted in red as a warning. He can also do some maintenance with that claw. And this is our other guard bot right here. The warning, danger, robot moves without warning, keep away. Is he following me with his eyes? Ugh. Head to the right here. Beware of moving parts.
Just one finger. Keep that one finger out.
This is the floor supervisor who manages things down here on the floor, as you might imagine. She's all set with her protective helmet, as well as some first aid gear in case you get crushed by all of the automated factory systems that make up the factory. Also back here in the corner, this is the robot construction area where I built all the bots that help to run the factory. And our tool chest, our diagnostic cart, some posters, and it wouldn't be a Minutemen Dave build without turrets watching over everything. We gotta keep it safe. Also, it watches over my own workers. You never know. You never know.
Watches over.
And that's the robot build area. Let me go ahead and call the elevator, and we'll head up to the central control room. Let's see. There it is. I'm going to turn my UI back on so I can make sure I know what I'm doing here. For this build, I used some of the actual walkways and scaffolding, but I have mods that let me build that industrial scaffolding. So I tore about 1/3 of it out and replaced it with new scaffolding where I needed it. But I was able to blend it pretty well with what was already here. So you'll see on the factory floor a lot of things that are built on top of the catwalks and all that were already here. But then there's stuff like this where the elevator comes up where I built all this myself, just using those exact same pieces.
That's cool.
And then that's our warning light right there that the factory floor is active.
Yes.
This is the control room.
General Dave trusts no man.
It's like one right behind. Well, there's a door right here too. That's one of the access ways that you can get into the lair.
What is that in the middle of this thing? What is this?
This?
They all go.
Yeah, it's one of those ridiculous doors. Remember from the DLC? It actually took forever to open. Yeah. Where'd my door go? There it is. Close that back up. So here's how this thing works. If I shut off the main power there, that shuts down a lot of the spotlights that are throughout the factory floor, and it also rings the bell, and everyone can go about their non-business, I guess. It's now break time. He's going to head out that way. Back here on the control wall, I have instructions for the crew that runs the control room for the automated production. MP is the main power, A1 is ammunition, and B1 is uniforms. And of course, if General Dave weren't up here in charge, you'd have to check in with the floor supervisor down below to make sure that the factory was clear before you began production.
This is almost so like specific and work like. I'm almost getting bored. I'm like, you're talking about work, man.
There's production guidelines.
I know. I'm like, oh.
I also use some of these really cool small lamps that cast shadows.
Mic there. You see. Back to work.
Attention down below, the floor is going active. Please clear the ammunition area.
Watch all your limbs.
I used some of these cool homemaker lights to cast shadows down over all the buttons. I don't think that would be super helpful for actually pressing these buttons, but it looks really cool casting the shadows. So you guys in the video are going to be able to hear. I'm going to hit the main power. All the lights flickered on, and the whistle goes off the bell. And the floor is now active. At this point, because we have main power, that is a weapons creation by default. So at this point, the floor is ready to begin producing weapons for my Minutemen armies.
Nobody has enough to eat.
And he's back, ready to go to work, supervise. I'm gonna go over here to this this console.
I think that was a quick break.
Gonna select the weapon forge, and we're gonna build some 44 caliber pistols. One of my favorite sidearms for my Minutemen.
Is this actually a part of like the game that you can do this, or is this all mods?
It's the manufacturing base is part of a DLC, and then I have a mod that expands it for more types of things you can build.
Gotcha. But you could do this in the base game.
Yes, you can.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So required to build a 44, you need adhesive, oil, screws, and steel. Now, normally General Dave would not be doing this. I'd be up here just watching my production, going. But we're gonna head down off of the control room, and I will load up the hopper, and we will begin the initial production of some new 44 Magnums for my soldiers. Head on down this way. You can see all of these spotlights right here. That
I like that little attention to detail, little block at the there.
yeah, because it we got some wood that fell off the conveyor belt. Let me just add that back on there. There it goes.
Did you plan that?
No, actually, I've been testing it out. That's why I have some humans and robots to help maintain the factory, because
That's really cool though.
it's automated, but it can get kind of messy. I do love these spotlights that cast the shadows thanks to a mod.
I like that. That's cool.
It's a great way of kind of focusing on the belts there. But we're gonna get on below and we're gonna load the hopper up. Reminder that order is safety. Work together and we can rebuild by the power of my weapons forge. We can rebuild at the end of the barrel of a gun. So let's say that you're a Minutemen soldier and you've brought in, there's the shadows from above with those spotlights. I love how it casts the shadows. You're a Minutemen soldier, you've brought your supply of loot, you've cashed out. The loot is then brought inside of the factory floor to the receiving hopper, where components, as you can see, are placed. So it was adhesive, oil, steel, and screws. We're going to load up the hopper. Here, I'll put a cooking oil and cooking pot in here too, because the system is designed not to just take raw components like raw oil, but you can literally just load junk loot into it, and as part of the track system, I have a recycler that breaks it down into its base components to then feed the production machines.
This is not a game anymore, Dave. This is an actual factory.
It's an actual working factory.
You just leave this going on your desktop as your slaves. It's a sweatshop.
Let's begin the production of our 44 Magnums. Once the hopper is loaded up, it begins organizing the loot and sending
that's
it
pretty cool.
into the hopper system, where it begins its journey. This is like one of those like Schoolhouse Rock videos.
Yeah, no,
like,
like, you know the ding 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 ding. You know the 50s music. You gotta add that.
I love how it like rides over the edge, like whoop, whoop.
It's like making chocolates.
Now, originally these conveyor belts have animated textures, but they stopped working a while ago, and I don't know why. They just broke. There's just too many of them connected, I think. Again, I've broken the system. But Joel, shall we follow the path of how loot becomes guns?
Ooh, I'd love to.
Let's find out more. I'm gonna go this way on the factory floor to our second elevator, which is only a 3-story one right here. Reminder that the Minutemen protect your family.
Only 3 stories.
I know, right? There's my mousetrap device in the corner. That was too much fun to make. That would totally be the thing where I'm just like bored watching the factory go. I'm like, I'm gonna build a crazy mousetrap
As
device.
they're slaving away for you, Dave, you're just like, oh, let me build a mousetrap thing over here. They hate you. They're gonna revolt one of these days, Dave. Your last episode is you being burned alive.
It's quite possible. You can see the loot starting to head down the track. Well, let's go up and look at how the hopper is sorting the loot into its correct components. I'm gonna go up this way. And you can
Oh, well, that's cool.
you can see how this is the hopper system over here that brings it up and then left and then down the conveyor belt. And as always, I can't handle floating objects, so I used some of the Raider tent poles actually as like pegs to hold all the belts to the ceiling and all the conduit too.
That's cool.
So that's all the loot coming from the track down below being fed into the hopper. And this is why you also have some workers on hand, is because occasionally, well,
Oh, it'll just get stuck up there?
It'll get a little bit stuck.
That's really cool. There's actually like almost physics. It's physics.
It's got actual physics to it, yeah. You put my gun away here.
You just jumped inside. Ah!
Oh, you gotta knock it all in.
Some poor worker. You gotta get in there with your feet.
So our steel is already on the way, which means that gun production is almost ready to begin. And
I hope you get stuck in there and fall down.
let me just hop on down here then. As the loot comes out of the hopper, it's fed carefully and sorted, drops onto the next layer of conveyor belts. This is actually above the main entrance. And then this is the recycler. So if a pan or like a toaster comes through, the recycler crushes it down to its base components, ready for the factory machine. It then heads right
Is
here.
it actually doing it physics-based right there?
It is.
Wow.
Yeah, this whole thing is a lot of fun to watch in action, actually. So this track is set up, again, for the default of the weapons forge. So it heads this way, where it goes back down to the first floor. So I'm going to go back over here.
My factory, I mean, I didn't make a factory. It only makes bouncy balls. Just constant bouncy
It
balls.
just filled up the whole place. You can see our loot.
Oh, watch out, people. Oh, man.
Notice all the protective caging.
Yes.
No loot has ever escaped this cage. You can see I've got a little shelf there, so as much as possible, it won't get stuck like those two boxes of screws are right there.
That's pretty cool.
And
They gotta repair that piece a lot. Smash, smash.
then it heads down this way, with our robots always watching the production. And it then comes off of that ramp right there. Maintenance ladder ready to be worked on. Where it continues on its journey to the weapons forge. Again, the default setting for the factory. And this is the weapons forge right here. See, it's got steel, adhesive, wood, and oil. Actually, no, it's out of oil.
So, like, in the base game,
Mm-hmm.
if you built something like this, even just less complicated,
Mm-hmm.
and you just chuck stuff in, it only can make stuff as long as you keep adding stuff in.
That's correct.
How
yes.
long does it actually keep building?
As
what I mean? Like-
long as it has components. Let's see. It's already built 5 pistols because as the pistols are created, they then join the main conveyor belt system back here in the middle of the factory, which is 2-story on the catwalk above. And then this device right here automatically stores it in the workshop, ready to be picked up by General Dave or his soldiers. And here you see some shipments of, in this case, some uniforms and some ammo, ready to be taken to the elevators and back up to the surface to feed my Minutemen army.
How long does it take to make a weapon? To make a gun?
Depending on the components, I think it's about 15 seconds. So here we see some oil coming in. We should see some weapons coming out any second now. I think it's 4 oil, 5 adhesive, 15 steel maybe. And
Now,
then
you
few
added a ton
screws.
of oil at the start. What was it doing with the oil? Oh, there. Oh, that's cool.
It has to have enough of all components, and it sorts them one at a
Gotcha.
time. All my machines sort the components into their base components before it starts pushing
Now, do you
them down
have
the
to do that
track.
first?
It helps. It helps keep things organized, yeah. And there's the pistol as it
That's
heads down the track.
awesome.
I can hear the 60s
Hey,
music
that
right
one's
now. Dun, 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 dun. And then into the belt system it goes. So that's how the Minutemen create their weapons. Would you like to tour the rest of the facility before we make some uniforms and some ammo? Because again,
Sure. Now, does the uniforms, they come out for the same thing?
they end up at the same place, but the entire track system is automated, again, from the control room. So all we have to do is pick what we want to build, and
But
then...
does it come out at different directions? Does it go through different tracks?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
If you look, all these tracks come from different creation machines.
Oh my gosh. But they all end there.
They all end right here
Holy
at the
crap.
workshop. The amount of prototyping that this took up, and if you guys have seen the workshop already, you'll know that I did have to actually take off the build limit because I prototyped this factory with just like power lines everywhere. And then when I scrapped it, it didn't give me the build space back. And so I didn't have enough room to actually build the real factory. So I had to unlock the build limit just because it wasn't scrapping correctly. I think that has to do with some of the modded
we both
objects.
pushed past. We both pushed past that.
This is still right at the limit though. It's if you look at my FPS, even with all the electronic stuff, it's not bad at all. It's like in the maybe 50s.
Yeah.
It is locked to 30 for the recording, but it's in the upper 50s. So yeah, before we load up the machine for some clothing and such, Want to just keep touring?
Yeah, let's do it. What's left to see?
So we've seen the robotic repair section. We've seen the control room.
Yep.
What we're gonna go over here and see next.
Do you have a human resources?
That's basically the receiving area is human resources.
Okay.
Notice all the filing, and you gotta have the radio on for entertainment. Keep sorting that scrap. Feed the machines. Feed the machines. One of our other new posters here. March towards victory together. Thanks, Uncle Sam.
Sam's pushing him this way. You're gonna go the direction I want you to.
Got a robot here ready for the scrap heap. Better watch yourself. You're next. And another new poster. Very classic, the We Can Do It poster. Over here in this corner, this is the ramshackle way that you have to reload my door contraption. You have to take the steel ball and pull it out like this. Yep. You gotta take it over here. You gotta climb up. You imagine me the person that's in charge of resetting General Dave's mousetrap, like
we hate this guy.
Like, why is it necessary? Like, why could it be like a hidden switch? No, it has to be a mousetrap track. Reload it.
Oh, and it stops on the little thing.
Yeah, I think I missed it though. Yep, I missed it. Anyway, that's how it's supposed to work. Is that the piece up there captures it. This is the ladder for the poor soul that has to do it. This is the employee break area, as well as some kind of just maintenance repair for the weapons that we create. You can do some, sight replacing modifications, stuff like that. So you've got all the tools you might need for that. This is our kind of separated, just little break area. I'm sure it's still super noisy over here. Got a shipment of Nuka-Cola in from the surface. No crops down here. You have to get all your food and supplies in from the surface. Reminder that American workers will lead the way. And safety first. And also watch out for the live electrical wires that are everywhere. The conduit helps, but they still have to end with that giant piece of conduit with a wire attached to it. I got a fridge for storage, some fresh vegetables from up top. From County Crossing Farm, I bet. Cooking stove. Hopefully the exhaust down here is great. A sink for the dishes. A reminder.
Oh, yellow light things on the
extermination is everyone's job. The yellow thing is wireless power from the conduit. So that powers like the light bulbs and stuff
that's cool.
over in this corner. And a bunch of snacks and fresh
Trying to
vegetables.
forget, please pay in advance.
You gotta have your coffee down on the floor too. Keep your employees awake. And your more wood that got away. Back on the track there.
Get over there.
I probably kicked it off when I was running around testing. Get your ashtray for people who are on smoke breaks. Reminder of safety gloves. Lots of warning lights and access ladders. Did a lot of just factory style detailing. Cones to watch out for the drop off here in the back. And stuff like that. All that leaves for the employee area is if we head up top. We're going to check out the staff area. Let's see. Here's our salvage poster. Again, in order to fit this at basically the build limit, I had to leave a lot of the other areas untouched or scrap them. So down here is just the classic Mechanist'S LAIR control room. Just imagine these guys like controlling all the power for the facility, like making sure nothing explodes or overheats.
No, that's the call center.
I'd like 20 boxes of ammo, please. Coming right up,
That'll be
General
1
Dave.
minute.
But I did rebuild some parts of the outside area. Some of our access lights there. Those shadows just look really cool
Yeah,
from the
that looks great.
spotlights. We're gonna head up this way. There's that elevator that goes up to the hopper. But if you turn right,
Dave, you could create a factory DLC quest that you just run a factory and you have to go around like dealing with like HR issues, and I would really enjoy it. That would actually be really fun. Like everyone's like, I have a problem with Sarah over here. She's getting paid more than me.
you know, that would be a really fun Fallout style quest where it's like really dumb issues for the post-apocalypse, like they're having like HR issues in the ammo factory that keeps you alive on the surface.
And if you don't manage it correctly, you don't have enough guns to support the army that has to fight, so you could see what happens at the end. So it's like if you don't like manage it, that'd be awesome.
And then back here, we have more of the entrances. Backup power supply. And I think that's a shotgun turret. I've sealed up all the entrances. I hated how all these doors were just wide open. You couldn't do anything about it. That drove me crazy. And then this is the rather cold and kind of sad staff quarters for whatever poor 4 employees are stuck down here running the factory. You got some very bare bones, an alarm clock to wake you up for work. Reminder of the power of America. You got a couch with a book, a reading lamp, some you know, it reminds me of like a submarine facility almost, like, or you know, honestly, a factory quarters is what, what it's supposed to be.
What there are like factories that just literally have beds.
I'm sure.
Probably for like the overnight shift or the 24-hour shifts that are like for a couple days, you know.
Yeah. Out the back here, we've got just another entrance, but flamethrower turrets watching everything. All these doors are constantly locked. These aren't Minutemen accessible entrances, so we just keep them locked up tight, just in case someone gets through. Bubble turrets everywhere. Basically, if I look up, there's a bubble turret there. Just assume. Just assume. And then a small bathroom and shower facility for the employees that are stationed here. Got a couple sinks. Got a very grimy factory shower. Someone's been like oiling those robots. It's just like all grimy and nasty. A couple of toilet stalls.
Those giant pipes behind.
I mean, that's some serious plumbing right there.
Some serious waste.
And just close that back up. And that's our employee area. I'm trying to think. That's basically all of the areas that I had to detail, because I had basically gotten really close to the build limit at that point. The amount of electronics, wiring, and conveyor belts took up a wild amount of my build limit. And then me being me, if you'll notice, all of these conveyor belts have structural supports, as they should, so that nothing is actually floating. And again, that took up a lot of my my overall build limit. This is the Faction Auto Loom. That's our clothing builder right there. And then if I hop down to the next level, don't do that, workers. That's not safe. Safety first. In the middle of the facility here, through our cross.
Work first, safety first.
Exactly.
Safety second. Work, and then be safe.
Yeah, like safety first, but do your job
first.
So work first.
So work first. This build was more out of like, I need more uniforms.
Yeah, no joke, Joel. I'm gonna actually use this factory.
Because can you not mod more?
I mean, I can cheat.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted a way, like in game, to lore friendly create my own weapons. So, what's really fun about this build, even though it's a smaller one for me, I guess technically like a little bit smaller, it's a build that I'm gonna come back to when I have a backpack full of junk loot, load up the factory, and just let it crank out some weapons and armor for my.
Come back.
My
you
troops.
just open the door. The entire building just like pours out weapons.
It's like the bank vault in Harry Potter. I can also access some of the old scaffolding.
Oh wait, did you add those sparks over there?
It's a glitch, but I liked it a lot. I was like, that's kind of cool.
I like it, yeah. I almost wish you had more of that just around, just to have it.
Bzz, bzz.
It reminds me of the pit in Fallout 3. Remember the DLC in it?
Yeah.
You could go to, I forget where you went to go to, but that was a cool.
This area I didn't change, but I liked it, so I definitely left it on purpose. It's in case someone violates the security of the factory, they get put into a holding cell and sent back to the surface.
As that poster I made. Violators will be violated. No!
So back here at the control room, our loyal guy, at least right in front of the microphone, like right. Attention, factory floor. Can we get an update on the production of those 44s, please? The General Dave is waiting right now.
I just like imagine like the lots of the feedback sound. Yeah, you know. Frank, it seems like you need it up in HR over there. Okay, back to work.
Checking on our instructions here. All right, all we have to do once the main power is on to begin uniform production. He's ready to assign the next.
These guys literally are like the George Jetson jobs. Like just pull one switch. Okay, back to work.
So when we deactivate B1, I can go into free cam and I'll show you which switch that actually changes. Notice the conduit? This is the wiring, some of the wiring. And then that's all the conduit that splits. Notice the correct hangers for all the conduit.
What?
Where it splits.
Gosh, dude.
There's a lot of loot trapped there.
Oh my.
This conduit goes like this, and then there's some junctions here.
How long did it take for just that? Just the
3
conduit?
hours probably, just the
Oh,
conduit.
jeez.
Because it can't get too close to other conduit, otherwise the power wirelessly transfers. So when it comes out, it has to split in different directions while remaining lore friendly and not floating in the sky. So it has to like stay near the wall or near supports.
It
So-
like hurts just thinking about having to do that.
There's main power coming in, and then 2 lines of power going out to control the switches for the different items you want to manufacture. So we're gonna follow this. Dun, 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 dun. It goes down here, where this turret is, and then transfers over here. And the primary floor power then goes down like that and splits. And this central line, which is that main power switch, it brings power to the initial hopper, the hopper up top, to all of these conveyor belts. So every stage of the conveyor belts is powered by that MP switch. They're all connected through one central conduit system that only connects to that one switch. When the entire thing splits, there's more supports for it, and that one switch, because of the conduit, is able to power the entire conveyor belt system together. Going back, I've already forgotten which one we're tracing. I think it's B1, so it's going to be this one. It's going to come out like this. It's going to go down and go like that, and then up, and then into the hopper, and then down, and then there we are. It's this right here is the final location. There's the conduit. The final location of what the B1 switch actually changes. So when you deactivate it, this what did you call that? Stopper. Let's call it a stopper. The stopper then retracts and activates the next line. So instead of the loot falling down into that cage system, there's the conduit there to help do the conveyor belts. It then goes down this conveyor belt system to feed the second story of the factory, which is the auto loom for the clothes.
That's awesome.
So all we have to do at this point is go over here and open up the terminal. Faction auto loom control. I want to build some Minutemen hats, cloth and adhesive. Like a lot of hats. You know what? It's all
There's a
in.
crap ton of hats.
And then cloth.
You're turning the entire country to Minutemen, so you need a lot of hats.
Go from here. There goes loot. It goes up this hopper system. And all the way up. See right there. Again, those shadows from the spotlight please me greatly. And around the corner. And around here. And then down into the next level.
I just love this searchlights where just following me.
Yeah. And pretty soon we're going to be seeing some Minutemen hats popping out of there. There goes one right now! Yes! This pleases me so much how this actually works. And then it's hard to tell in the dark. There's a hat. It's going to go this way, down the rollers. Whoop! Boop. Notice the fence to help. It's a steel ball caught on the track. And the hat goes down here. Whoop, where it rejoins the main central system. So basically, Joel, I can fast travel back here with a backpack full of junk, and the system can already be on, like ready to go, like ready to build hats. And all I do is I come here and I dump all my loot into the front of the
And
conveyor
then you
belt
just come
system.
over here and you go to the boxes, and that's where you can grab them from?
Yep. So all of these hats right now, now we've seen the route.
I haven't seen I mean, I don't really look on YouTube much, but I haven't heard of anyone making this cool factory like that.
People made factories, but I don't think anyone's made a factory that looks like 100% realistic.
Realistic to the point where it's like, oh, it's boring work.
Basically. There's my stub-nosed pistols that we made before. Made 7 of them, it looks like. And there's our Minutemen hats in the inventory, ready to be picked up. So all that's left is I'm going to load a save game, and I think I'm going to make some 308 ammo for my M14. And that'll be the last path in Dave's automated Minutemen factory complex. Lower friendly and useful. And we're back here in the control room, where it's time to check our automated production list. We're going to do ammunition now. So, main power is on. The uniform override is on, which is good. We're going to swap to A1. And I'll show you that will now divert. This right here. So at this point, that main central S track that goes throughout the entire factory will now divert all the loot into the ammo plant instead of the default, which is the weapons plant. Again though, to make that work, this conduit line had to be run across the entire factory by itself in a lore-friendly way. See on the ground there. And all the way back up to the control room.
I swear, if you bring your character and sit down in a seat and press it and just look out the window watching your factory work. I mean, I'm not going to do anything, but seriously, what the crap?
So to make 308 rounds for my M14, my favorite rifle in the game, it's a modded rifle, I need copper, lead, and fertilizer. So that's now set. The conveyor belts are good to go.
Yes.
And yes, Joel, I can overlook the entire floor from up here, which is why I chose this corner of the factory to make the control room is, because I can see everything from up here. And the vacuum hopper will now begin the process of making components into ammunition for the Minutemen. It's just stuck in my head now. Again, the same initial process. Notice the trip warning sign because of all the conduit that runs across the floor. The copper is going to travel right to the wall, up the hopper system, into the central hopper. Reminder, scrap. And protective gear.
I like you have the reminders there. They're in a freaking factory. Like, what else are you going to be doing?
Well, just a reminder of what you're doing here and how important it is for the
So
Minutemen.
many reminders there. Dave, dude, never trust anyone for any second.
Some springs that got caught there too. And so that heads that way. And tumbles down here. And then here it
That
goes.
one, whoa.
Yeah, I use the Place Everywhere mod to tilt some of the pieces so they occasionally freak out a bit. I wish the textures were still animated though. It's so glitchy. I've pushed this game so far. And then there's our diversion into the ammo plant, which is directly below the faction auto loom that makes the clothes.
That's cool.
Basically, because these conveyor belts can only turn so fast, I had to create a multi-story factory in order to be able to make 3 different kinds of things. There was just almost no way to get conveyor belts to come around and then line up like side by side with all of them.
Yeah.
But what I ended up getting was a very interesting, like, multi-dimensional factory with a lot of
I think
depth
that's
to
really
it.
cool. I think it's cooler.
Let's see, do we have any ammo coming out down here yet? There it is. No, I wanted that one. Get a fresh box of 308 off the line. Still smells like lead. There it is. Alright, Joel, what do you think of my entry for the contest? My automated Minutemen factory with both its lore friendliness and its utility for the Minutemen Empire.
It's extremely impressive, Dave. Like, just the sheer level of... Okay, holy crap, that thing. Just thinking about all the stuff you lined up. That is such amazing work that you do of lining things up with the tools that you have.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Lots of prototyping is the key. Like I said, I built most of this like in a kind of a framework form first with all the parts floating and just a basic electrical system to test how it was all going to work before I went in and actually added all the supports and all the cage works and the lights to make it look like a working factory.
Yeah, I mean, you've made something that literally, if this was a Machine Factory DLC quest line, I would really enjoy this more than even the main quest. Because it's like, it does feel so much like a real factory. It's really cool. I honestly can't remember like any of the good factories in the main game that was like really fascinating, because they were all like nuclear radiation ones and were just kind of like straight linear stuff. I like the tiered level of stuff and
Yeah.
and how, I mean, it's organized and it makes sense. I love the elevators are really cool. I like that's a nice touch. But even just how you did all the ramps and just how things switch over, and that's really cool. I love it. It's great.
And I was inspired by the fact that this is one of the more interesting factories in the game, the automated robotics factory, where it was building robotics before. And you've got automated stuff going on up here. All these background parts just help to sell that factory feel. Alright, that's my entry. Time to look at Joel's next on the PS4. You ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, after seeing this, I think I might have a chance, actually.
Ooh.
Because as good as this is, I was actually really expecting it. I was expecting something that was useful, works well, and well designed. That's what I was expecting.
Oh no, it works well. It's well designed. It's lore friendly. It's so useful. Boring. Remember, you guys are gonna vote via YouTube cards on the winner of this build competition, and we're gonna have a second video with everyone else's entries where we're gonna tour everyone's 10-minute tour videos of your submissions.
I'm really excited to see those.
Yeah. Next up, though, is Joel's.
All right. Well, welcome to my settlement.
Does it actually have a name, or is it just Joel's settlement?
No, there's not so much a name as more of like what happens here.
Okay.
Like it's more indescribable of what happens here than there should be a name. But it connects to the settlement that you created, so that I'm using the same character that you created, which is me. But this is more of like a secret. This is something that I whisper to other settlers, kind of like, have you heard about this? And they spread it around, and that's how I get people to come here.
So this is kind of connected to Pleasure Island.
Yeah,
This is like the secret.
This is a place that
Pleasure
General
Island?
Dave doesn't know about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know about your game on Pleasure Island, but this is something special.
Exactly.
Oh.
So the first thing you want to do here is take a coin, because
Okay.
that's very meaningful. So you'll grab a coin and head on in. So the first thing you're going to see is tails and heads. So whatever side you get, when you pick the coin out, you have to choose. And so again, I mean, you'll find out later. So
Okay.
for this experience, I flip the coin and I have heads. So
Okay.
we're going to go this way. So obviously there's a turret here to make sure
You choose the right door.
You choose the right door and it's reinforced. As you come through here, we want you to just to be a very pleasant experience. So you
Okay.
can actually get clothes in here. So I didn't actually hand place anything because there's no way I'm doing that.
Be honest, because you don't care that much.
I don't care that much.
There's
no.
clothes in the drawers.
There's clothes in the drawers. You can't see it. There's
Right,
they're in
done.
there. Yeah. So you're gonna replace your clothes
Very
and chuck
pleasant
them in
here.
the trash.
Oh wait, you just throw your clothes away?
Yeah, just chuck it away. You're a brand new person here.
Oh, all right.
So, but again, I have, your entrance is supposed to be an experience. So I wanted to make it feel, in a way, like you're not exactly in a vault. I want it to be kind of pleasant and everything.
Okay.
So that's why I have all the lamps and stuff. And here, you're gonna wash away your filth and your sins, because you are now a part of the Heads community.
Oh. I don't know how the decontamination arch does all that. That's impressive.
I mean, it doesn't wash away sins, but we know what it does.
All praise
Yeah,
the decontamination arch.
Yeah. The biggest thing here is the entrance. I wanted to have a big bang. Just be excited. Like, you came to an awesome place. You're going to have lots of fun arcades. Little diner here. Free Nuka-Cola.
Free thing
Free.
within a Joel settlement? That does not sound right. Thumbs up.
Thumbs
Welcome.
up. You're here.
Yeah.
Welcome. You deserve this. So, again, one of the first things over here, you want to kind of take a tour over here. There's some beds.
Okay.
This is one of the various communities. It's a little bit foggy here. Joy recommended us making a kind of a smoking room.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
smoking chairs right there. It feels feels appropriate.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very very atmospheric.
Yep,
Very
so-
immersive.
This is where some people can live and everything. And again, when you come here, you choose where you want to live, depending on the flip of the coin, that is. So and
This is
you'll find
all the Heads
And again,
community
this
then.
entire idea came from literally, I was flipping a quarter, walking down the road, and I was like, oh, I'm making a settlement all about this.
Ooh, walking down a road.
I was outside and I had a quarter in my pocket.
All right. That's the backstory.
That's it. Yeah.
Drop a
So
load.
drop a load. What could that mean? Oh, it means exactly.
Wait, is that literally just drop a...
Yeah, it's literally drop this again. Look at this. This guy like, oh look.
He's
It's like
staring at
you're
you
outdoors.
as
Yeah,
you drop a load.
he's staring at you, yeah. Those little lanterns. It's helped to make you feel like, I don't know, if you want a different experience. We have other bathrooms, but this is just one experience where you can feel like, hey, I'm in the outdoors. I don't know. And again, everything everybody does here is shared amongst the community.
Literally everything.
Everything is shared.
Every last load. is
Every
shared.
last load is shared. So another little like loungy area, and again, living as the heads, you are gonna be rich. You are posh. You deserve this.
Jukebox. Look at that. You got some music
And
going.
specifically, you earn this.
Ooh.
And that's a reminder.
I earned this.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, not you specifically.
Okay,
We
good.
don't know.
I don't want to earn this. Whatever this is gonna be, I don't think I want to earn any of this.
Some more Nuka-Cola. That's free.
Oh
Another little
man.
lounge here.
The music is very
Yeah.
pleasant.
We have another sign here. Don't forget Flip Day. That's very, very important.
No.
That's something that people both. There's the people here that live here get so excited for Flip Day, but then you can also fear Flip Day.
Sure, because it's a change, right?
It's a change. It's something that could better your life or damage your life. So let's get some food down here.
Okay.
So we have just some nice music playing.
Is this the restaurant, I
Yeah, this
think?
is the restaurant. Yeah, we don't have a name for it. It's just this is where you get food.
This actually, like graphically, this looks really cool.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to use these little bottles as like table ornaments. And
That's a
stuff like that for
really
lighting
good
and
idea,
stuff.
man. This is
So-
classy. The music going,
Yeah.
the dark lighting.
Yeah, this is just classy where you hang out and everything. This is where you pick up food. So like food will be picked up there.
With the turret watching over you, of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course,
most
yeah.
restaurants do have turrets to make sure
Yeah.
that you obey the food rules.
Well, yeah, you were gonna obey my rules, but as the heads, you don't have any fear. No fear at all.
The turret's there for you, really.
Yep.
Like it's,
Yeah, for your safety.
of course.
Never thought a reporter could
Look at
consider
this sign over
themselves a
here.
success until someone
Heads
tried
are
to
near to
lie.
God, tails are close to
Very
asses.
successful.
Well, it makes a statement.
It makes a statement, and it's supposed to be taken figuratively and literally.
Yeah,
Is
that's-
that the same thing, basically?
That is in fact the turn of phrase.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Okay. So over here, oh yeah, don't forget Flip Day, and there's another sign here that telling you how many days until Flip Day. Flip
200.
Day is now it's a time of year
Okay.
where everyone has to flip a coin, and
Mhm.
you're gonna find out what happens when you flip that coin. So
Exciting changes
Yeah.
for the heads.
we got some more beds,
Very close together. Very,
yeah,
very
very close
cozy.
together, yep.
Oh man, this is exclusive.
but everybody shares everything in this community. So all the doors, we don't really try to put a lot of doors on.
I haven't
people
seen a
with-
door
yeah,
since the
yeah.
first one.
And that's specifically like everybody
Yeah.
shares everything because you are so excited to live in the heads community that there should be nothing you should have to fear.
You got an art gallery
Yeah,
up
it's
here.
got an art gallery up here. Just got some more sofas and stuff. We got a little bit of like a little museum of stuff that I've collected, all my bobbleheads.
These are actually all of your
Yeah.
things. This is
Yeah, these are all
you.
my things. Joy helped me get all the magazines and choose the same ones to put in here. That was kind of fun.
Wait, you enjoyed organizing magazines?
Is
that what you're telling me right now?
Yeah, we were.
I don't enjoy organizing magazines. I'm amazed. There's a lot of nuclear launchers in here.
Yep.
Very classy. It's the giant sign in the background.
But like when you look out over here, it's supposed to be very classy and just upscale, just like.
minus that giant red asses on the wall.
yeah.
Wait, are those thrones?
Yeah, those are thrones. You'll find out. Yeah, so now we have, this is where we make robots that help us and build, just
I haven't
various
seen any
things we can
robots.
build.
Are the robots all dead?
Well, I actually built a whole bunch of robots, but they annoyed the crap out of me because they're just walking everywhere and just getting.
Yeah, that's
I was
true.
like, screw it. So I
So you
sent them
massacred-
all over to another place.
I was
I don't
gonna
know
ask,
where
like,
it is
you
yet.
just kill them all?
Yeah. They're all like, "Hey, you ready to go?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then I immediately dismiss them. So over here is the community shower room or bathing room. There are no showers here. It's only bathing.
Oh, it's
'Cause
very
rich
posh.
people bathe. Rich people bathe. They don't take showers.
Are
They
these
bathe.
rich people in their rusted tubs?
Well, I mean, again, it is the apocalypse.
It's the apocalypse.
It's the best we have right now, but it is way better than what you could have
Even with the toilet right in
depends.
the middle.
on Flip Day.
Oh.
So yeah, the toilet again, you could be bathing here, someone else could be bathing there, someone's on the can, you're all sharing stories, you're laughing,
Sharing
while
smells.
people are watching you.
Everyone's sharing the smells.
Everyone's sharing the smells. Alright, so let's look over here. So this area right here is,
Okay.
it's not so much the indoctrination area for me, but it's where we have meetings, where we talk about and discuss things. It's what I
Oh, it's a
say
civic
what goes.
center.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
civic center, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you may be wondering, there are 2 thrones. There's never, ever a second person sitting on the second throne.
Why am I not surprised? Of course
Never.
not.
It is only me, and it's always a reminder that there is nobody else.
It's the empty chair is a message.
It's just a message.
No kings, only Joel.
Ooh, what's going on here?
You got floors that have the exact same Z position, so they're
Oh.
flickering back and forth.
That's a bonus.
Mhm.
Okay, so people will sit here, and I will tell them things, and I also make
What-
proclamations.
What will you tell them, Joel?
Well, sometimes again, we might have people. Like we might run out of room here, right?
Okay.
Like because we can only hold so many people.
So many wonderful.
So
excited
I
people.
might banish some people. So I might choose someone to banish.
Even being a heads is not enough to protect you from being banished.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
So
You'll
how
see.
do you get banished?
We'll see in just a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But let's go on to my place. So this is
It's so crappy.
This is fun. Again, my message is I don't live like a king. I am a king. It doesn't matter how I live. I want the people to be
Ooh.
like. I want to be always like a mystery to people.
It's like a Resident Evil special.
I know it kind of does.
It looks just like the Resident Evil house
I've got my own barbecue here.
in the wooden house.
yeah. I have just a small room. I'm a simple man.
Sure.
I do not have a toilet. I shit and bathe in my bathtub, which is cleaned out.
Bye.
You'll find out.
Oh no. Oh no.
So, yeah. So then I have my little area here that every once in a while I'll invite people up to. Oh, I forgot I had this guy. So I've got like barbecue.
He's your personal
Yeah, I've
cook.
got music and stuff like that. So it's just I kind of got my own area and stuff.
Maybe
This is surprisingly
kill us,
classy
but
for
Yeah.
what I can imagine is hiding
Thanks.
beneath the surface.
Let's go back to the beginning now, and we're gonna start over and see what life is like living as a tail. So, you got your coin.
Okay.
You come back in. You got tails.
Ooh, exciting.
This is the door you gotta go through.
I mean, you just burn your clothes if you go to tails.
Exactly. You get rid of your clothes, and that's just how you are.
You're just naked.
Yeah, you're naked. So you get a glimpse of this as the gun says, "No, go this way."
Mm.
So welcome to your new home as a tails.
Okay.
You will notice that there are only fire barrels and radiation stuff in here. There are no regular lights.
It's very atmospheric though. Look
Yeah,
at all
yeah,
the
yeah.
shadows.
It is all hidden by absolute garbage over here.
Like
Yep.
junk walls.
Yep. Junk walls.
Wait, are you underneath the heads
You
area?
are underneath the heads.
Oh no.
So, welcome to your sleeping quarters. You matter. We have a floodlight that bathes you in light, so you have to sleep in this mess.
So it keeps you awake
Yep.
thinking about how you
Yeah,
matter.
the toilet, the sink, these are your beds. Constant reminders of
You
just
matter.
the There's a door just to spite you, like you don't need it. We'll give
There's
you
a
a red
hole.
door. Yeah, the red door just it goes to the generator.
Perfect.
But no one opens that. So here we have sleeping bags everywhere, fire
Oh,
barrels.
This is very
huge,
crowded.
I just wanted to fill it with garbage, so it just is complicated to get around. It's just a nightmare of a place.
It's probably all smoky and like too hot too.
Yep.
Is it just raw meat hanging over like nothing?
Yep. Raw meat. So they do all the work. They are below us. They
Literally
make the
below
food.
you.
Yep. You come up here, serve the heads. You have to reach over a gap and give the people food.
Like you can't even get close
Yeah,
to the
you can't,
window.
you,
It's
can't,
like-
you can't even look. You literally can't even peek around to see what happiness is around there.
You can't see any of the restaurant. It's
Yeah,
like,
you can't
please,
see anything.
Please.
There's even some people sleeping up here.
With the turret watching.
Yeah.
it. Wait, it's got explosive rounds in it. It's just unnecessary.
It's very necessary.
Serve the heads.
And if you notice that outhouse,
Wait, was that a
catch a load. The
Oh.
outhouse is here. There's a sleeping bag right here.
drop a load? Catch a load. It's like take a penny, leave a penny.
Look, this sleeping bag's here. There's a sleeping bag underneath this thing.
There's a giant pile of like bloody meat there.
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
Is that for serving the heads?
Yeah. So they cook and clean and do everything down here and to serve us. And if they don't, on my whimsy, whenever I want, I can either get rid of someone, and I'll show you how I do that. But on flip day, everyone flips a coin,
Mhm.
and if you get tails and you were heads, you live in here. And so the idea is that on flip day you fear it because again you might be living down here. But the sucky part is the people who treat the shit down here as shit. You may become that garbage. You know what's coming in 223 days.
You enjoy being on top, and now you're on the bottom.
But if you were picked, if you were plucked by my hand, to be gotten rid of, if we're just bye. You come over here, and you go up into the grinder room, where earlier you saw where my thing is. It's right above the viewing room. That's where we were earlier. And I have a switch that you turn on, and we watch you get ground down.
Is that above the
That's
Civic
the
Center?
pile of meat.
It's below the Civic Center?
No, it's below. No, I'll show you where it is.
Never thought a reporter could.
Yeah, so
I love how there's like no easy way to get back up. Like once you're in
there's no view of the back area, you know. Well, I've tried to hide every bit of it. So
yeah, it's all a false front.
Yeah,
all this suffering.
So and again, you have to come through my house, my place, as I invite my guests to watch. And you notice, perfect viewing area. That's what all the seats are here for.
Oh. Somehow this is actually worse than I imagined.
That's for the music, so I wasn't showing that to surprise that this is built all upon my...
to cover the screens.
Yeah. Don't forget, you earned this.
The shop room is right behind me. You earned this.
Yeah, so the whole tease of like, oh, drop a load. You're dropping it down on the people that you could eventually become in only 223 days. So again, this experience is, you're going to get wonderful, amazing bliss. But you also might, because of that, get the worst nightmare of your life.
You might get literally shit on.
Yeah, you might get literally, like there's literally a mattress right there. So, this is my settlement.
It's near to God. The fact you made your own sides out of the neon lights. That's so good. Well, it had the Joel twist I was expecting, but in a way that I did not expect. The way that you tucked each part of the tail areas behind each one of the head areas, that was clever. Like there was a little story behind each. I like to bring lore full circle in my settlements, and you did that here with the serving room.
Brought lore upon some people.
The fact that you avoided looking down over your area so you wouldn't see the chop room. Well played.
Did you not see that coming, or did you notice it? Okay.
No,
I was trying to do it smooth enough so you wouldn't notice, because I wanted that to be a nice reveal.
I assumed that there was gonna be stuff hidden behind things and below things, but you panned perfectly where I just assumed we hadn't seen those areas yet where it was hidden. I like it. I like it a lot. Welcome to paradise. So, you guys vote on the card on the screen right now. And I'll put the time code in the description for people who don't feel like watching the whole video. You can just vote with your heart. or for Joel. Vote on the card. Who has the best settlement? Not the most immersive, not the highest quality, but just the best overall. I mean, it's a super vague contest.
Yeah.
I just want to see, what does the internet think?
Which did you like more?
Maybe
There you go.
constantly trying to kill us.
So yeah, just remember the fate upon us, just like the flip day.
Ooh.
If I win, Dave has to play 2 hours of Alien Isolation, fully immersed.
Yeah, and if Joel loses, he has to play Arma 3 missions of my choice. And the more he's been ragging on Arma, the more I want to do like a mission where we just drive supplies for 2 hours, but Joel rides in the back of the truck.
Oh, yep. It's gonna be a nightmare.
Thank you, Joel, for making your settlement. That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Thanks to you guys for the idea for the Minutemen Factory. It's been in the back of my mind for a while now, and I'm excited to actually use it to manufacture goods and services for my future settlements. I'm sure Joel's excited to do whatever he's gonna do with the people here. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna get it started, hand it off, and just get the crap out of here.
Someone's gonna discover this place like Rapture and Bioshock. Like everything's like all rusted and falling apart, and there's just terrified, corrupted people everywhere. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll have more settlements in the future, I'm sure. And we'll see you guys next time for the tour video of everyone else's submissions for the contest.
We're really excited to do that.
See you guys then.
See ya.
Don't you salute without letting General Dave know you're gonna. No, all right.
Okay.
All right.
Go.
Out.
Ready?
And release.